Okay, kids, this is Papa Bill again. Do you remember reading about Yertle the turtle? Well, I have another story kind of like that about Gertrude Mc Fuzz. Gertrude was this great big bird, and we will read about her now. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude Mc Fuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail ever was. One droopy droop feather, that's all that she had. See it right there? And oh, that one feather made Gertrude so sad. Gertrude wasn't happy with just her little tiny tail right there. For there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named Loo, and instead of one feather behind, she had two. Poor Gertrude, whenever she happened to spy Miss Loo flying by in the sky, she got very jealous. She frowned and she pouted. Then one day she got awfully mad and she shouted, "This just isn't fair. I have but one. She has two. I must have a tail just like Loo." Sometimes we're not happy and we want to be like somebody else, but I think God made us all, so we should just be happy to be ourselves. That's what I think. Can you say Loo? Can you say it again? Loo? That's a funny name, isn't it? So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high in a tree by the lake. Trying to get the book so you can see it better. And she cried, "Uncle Doctor, oh please, do you know of some kind of pill that will make my tail grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor, "such talk, how absurd! Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She made such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in, and he told her just where she could find such a pill. "Oh, on a pillberry vine at the top of the hill." "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude Mc Fuzz, and she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, there was the vine, and as soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry and she started to gnaw it. It tasted just awful, almost made her sick. But she wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happen. She felt a small twitch, and if she'd been tapped down behind by a switch. And Gertrude looked round, and she cheered. It was true. Two feathers exactly like Loo. Then she got an idea. "Now I know what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than Loo. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine." So she nibbled another one off of the vine. I wonder what's going to happen now. She felt a new twitch, and then Gertrude yelled, "Wee! Miss Loo has only two, and now I have three." When Loo sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall right down flat on her face, sure enough. I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will, while I'll make my tail even prettier still. She snatched at those berries that grew on the vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she didn't stop eating, young Gertrude Mc Fuzz, till she'd eaten 3 dozen, because that's all that there was. This is going to be a big tail, I think. What do you think? Then the feathers popped out with a zang, with a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring, all fit for a queen. What a sight to behold! They sparkle like diamonds and gumdrops and gold, like silk, like spaghetti, like satin and like satin and lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they swished in the breeze, and some were as long as the branches of trees. And they still kept growing. They popped and they popped until long about sundown, when they finally stopped. "And now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly straight home and show Loo. And when Lala sees these, why, her face will get red, and she'll let out a scream, and she'll fall right down dead." I hope not. But that's lots of tails. Look at all them tails. Holy smokers. So she spread out her wings to take off from the ground, but with all of those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled and she let out a squawk, but that bird couldn't fly, couldn't run, and couldn't walk. And all through the night she was stuck on that hill, and Gertrude Mc Fuzz might be stuck up there still, if her good Uncle Dake hadn't heard the girl yelp, and he rushed to her rescue and brought along help. Oh, she's too many feathers now, doesn't she? to lift Gertrude up. Almost broke all their beaks, and they tried to fly her back home, and it took almost 2 weeks. Then it took almost another week more to pull out those feathers. My Gertrude was sore. Ouch. And finally, when all the popping was done, Gertrude behind her had again just one. The one little feather she had as a starter, but that's quite enough because now she's a whole lot smarter. Sometimes we should just stay the way we are and let God change us instead of us trying to make our own way. So that was another good rhyming story from Dr. Seuss, and we'll have another one soon. Bye. Love you guys.